It's so nice to have you here with me today. And if you haven't subscribed to Catherine's Garden, I just want to remind you right now to hit the subscribe button and become a part of my gardening community and friends. And you are welcomed here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to be a part of our growing experience as we go through this gardening season of 2020. Yeah, 2020. And I know that it could be considered a difficult time. It is, and I know that it is a difficult time for many, but in the garden you can find that peace and tranquility, that joy that you're looking for, even if it is just for a moment. So come on and subscribe to Catherine's Garden and be a part of this time of meditation, of joy, of relaxation, and of peace of mind, at least. So you're welcome to be a part of Catherine's Garden. Well, today we're going to go around and visit the garden, and also I'm going to share with you some special things. So stay tuned as we visit and meditate in Catherine's Garden. Yeah, hopefully I'll come up with some really great, brilliant ideas to add, and you can help me. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden. It's so good to be here with you today. I hope all is well with you. Well, I'm just sitting in the garden and just enjoying this wonderful, sunny, warm day here in my city cottage garden. Right now, the garden is in a semi-transition. There have been a lot of things that have bloomed. However, there are things that have finished. My Casablanca lilies, the ones that I had gotten from Costco, they're finished. But yet the ones that I planted in the ground here, they're opening up. And for some reason this year they're very, very small compared to how big they were last year. But I'm thankful for the impatience, because the impatience this year, they're carrying this time. They look so healthy and strong. We had a cool spring, and so far it hasn't been so hot. I mean, the temperatures have been in the 70s and 80s, and lately we've had a few days of the 90s, but overall pretty cool time. The temperature's been really agreeable. So that's the importance of having annuals, because now I still have color in this bed and color in the garden. spend some time sitting and meditating, thinking about the garden, what you want to add and subtract, what you want to do, and how you want to improve your garden. Then I have my shrubs, my hydrangeas, the roses there, and they come in and out. You can see here on my climbing rose that it bloomed, some new blooms there, a cluster of flowers, and I still have the hydrangea here, bridal bouquet. So there is that continual bloom. I guess I'm spoiled. I love a lot of color and a lot of bloom in the garden because I have so much green. All the leaves, the green leaves from the trees and the shrubs, the other green shrubs. The hostas are very green, even though they have those little flowers there. But it's important to plan color so that you have garden interests. What I must say is that my nasturtiums are coming in that I planted over here. I cleaned out this bed and put the nasturtiums here, and now they are flowering. I think that was a good move. I just love to come out in the mornings and just relax and think and meditate. And my garden is my therapy. I really enjoy just being here. And when I'm here, I'm able to come up with I love coming into my garden because when I'm here, I'm able to come up with ideas for the garden. And as I sit back and relax and just daydream and think about what I want to add to the garden, what I want to subtract, and as I walk through the garden, ideas come to me, brilliant ideas. And these ideas have a good payoff. And over time, when you make a good idea or a good investment in your garden, you get to reap the benefits of it in the future. And there's something about planting a garden because the garden, there are the annuals, which are for now, and then there are the perennials, which tend to be your investment plants. And then finally, you have your fruit trees, and those are definitely for the future because it takes a while for those plants or those trees to be established. But when you make a good investment and you care for your investment over time, you can reap the benefits of it. You can, and it's not just you that's going to reap the benefits, but whoever lives in that property, your property, they will be able to feed themselves with the fruits of your labor. Or you have children or grandchildren, and if that you give them the property, then they will be able to pick the fruits. I remember as a child that in my childhood home there was a plum tree, actually two plum trees, and a pear tree. And the pear tree was huge, and every year we would look forward to harvesting the pears. Now these pears were more like cooking pears, but if you let it ripe enough, it would become soft and juicy and great for eating as well. But I also like the fact that my mom, she used to have us gather the pears, even the ones that had fallen to the ground, because the tree was huge. It was a good, I would say 20, 30 feet. And so the pears at the top were always the sweetest. And when they finally would drop to the ground and would gather them, we'd then use them for cooking. So then she would make this pear sauce, and cooked pears we'd call it. And we would eat it with some ice cream, and it was such a delicious treat. After a while, the pear juice, when it stayed and sat in the refrigerator, after a while, it will start to ferment. And when you drink it, it'd have a little buzz to it. But we really enjoyed that. Um, and we did not, we did not plant the pear tree. It was an investment made from the person who had built the house. Um, they planted the pear tree, but we reaped the benefits of having it there. So it was a good long-term investment. I don't know if I showed you this, but I just love this daylily. I can't tell you what its name is, but it is so beautiful here, and it has been blooming steadily. There seems to be a couple of more buds on it. 1, 2, 3, 4 on that one, and 1, 2, 3 more on the other one. And it has been just a great addition here. And then I planted either a butternut squash or some form of squash here, and it's flowering. Isn't that pretty? The rose is starting to bloom again. This is my city garden, my urban cottage city garden. Over here in Boston. Yeah. It's nice and quiet because it's early in the morning. What I love are these zinnias. Check this out. Bees love it too. And my veggies are coming up too. Look at how these kale have grown. But I'm truly impressed with these zinnias. And they give me my annual color from seed. But then behind it, I have the bee balm. And that's my perennial color. I wanted to show you some other daylilies that have come up too. And they are next to the perennials, cone flowers. The daylilies are perennial as well. And then my tick seed is a perennial. I highly recommend the tick seed, the coneflower, the daylilies, the bee balm, because they're reliable. Now this is Cosmos, and it's an annual, but it works well with the daylily. See the yellow inside of it? Which blends well with the yellow of the daylily. I love to be in the garden and think about the garden, and many times I would just have a pen and some paper, and I would write down my thoughts about the garden and what I want to add and what I want to subtract at this particular time. And at this time, it's also good to think about what new harvests, what new things that you want to harvest as far as vegetables are concerned. If you want to grow carrots or beets, or what brassicas do you want to add, like cabbages and broccoli and so forth, in the garden for the second wave of plantings, for the second harvest into the fall. And so this time in the garden is just a really great time to think, to observe, to plan, and to relax and enjoy the atmosphere. And sometimes you just don't even want to do anything at all, but just soak in the calm and the peace of the garden, to feel the breeze and hear the sounds of the garden and hear the birds chirping, and just enjoy yourself in the garden. So make sure that you appreciate your garden and know that your garden is your therapy, your place to relax and to refresh and revive yourself. The garden is a great place to gain brilliant ideas, to enhance your garden, and to add even more beauty to the garden. So here is the Casablanca lily, and you can see that it's really small here. In the past, the flowers were much more bigger, but for some reason this year it's much more smaller, and they're opening up here. Now, I had bought some recently from Costco, and they were right here in this section, and they're finished, and they were big, beautiful blooms. But for some reason this batch came back tall but with small flowers. Still beautiful. Then I also wanted to show you this here. This is my dahlia. It's the first one here from this particular plant to open up. That's different. Hopefully they will continue to bloom. I see some other blooms there. And hopefully they'll get larger. Here's one here. Oh, I just discovered this one. There's this one as well. There were two in the package, and actually they look good together. I like how that is the coloring of this one with the other one over there. So planted right here, also I have the purple perella, and I think it's going to look really good with those blooms when they open up. I also have here this marigold, and I think that color will look good here too as well. Yeah, so you know, things come and things go, and we just have to appreciate the beauty that's before us. Now, at first I didn't like these alliums that much, but now that they've really started to open up even more, I think I like them now. I don't think I'm going to buy any more, but I do like them here. They've grown on me. Now here is another patch of oriental lilies. I think these are the cousins to the Casablanca, because they're not exactly like a Casablanca, but they look very much like Casablanca lily. And they're starting to open up. They are just a little bit more bigger here in form, But even this is a small bloom. In the past, they were big and very full. Let me show you what it looks like. Now that's very small. I don't know what happened. So hopefully some of the other blooms will be a little bit more bigger and fuller in nature like they have been in the past. But it does smell fantastic. It's just enough fragrance. Over here, I am so in love with these pink daylilies, and they're still blooming. It's just so pretty. Now, I've had them for a while, and you'd think that I'd have a big clump here, but I'm still thankful. And my hydrangea is getting a little bigger. This one's opening. And I am inviting you to come and join me here. It is dusk and I'm sitting out here on my deck, and as I look around I can see the flowers of the hosta. They almost look like butterflies or some kind of winged thing over there. And then I'm just admiring the calmness of the evening here on the deck. I can hear the sounds of the city, people partying and enjoying this cool evening. And even with all those sounds, it's still so relaxing because I can feel the breeze in the trees. It's good to hear the happy sounds in the city. With all that's going on, it's good to know that people can feel happy, can party with music and gather with their family. make the most of this evening. Soon it will be dark out here, but for right now it's a perfect evening. I don't feel any mosquitoes. Yay! Now as I look out on the garden, the white flowers just pop. It's 7:89 in the evening. All of the white flowers are shining bright in the dusk light. The neighborhood is awake. You can hear the music and the sounds of the evening here. I've just decided just to sit out and relax on the deck and just take in the city sounds. Here on my deck, it's so nice and calm and relaxing. And yet I know I'm not alone because I could hear the music. Well, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. What are you doing in your garden? Do you take time to meditate and relax in it? If so, leave a comment down below. And thank you so much for coming and joining me here in my garden, Catherine's garden. See you next time. Bye. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me. And I know that you saw the morning experience and the afternoon and evening experience here in the garden. And yes, we need to enjoy our space, make it beautiful, colorful, and brilliant, using these ideas that we have to make it our unique space. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time in Catherine's Garden. Bye!